Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go on with our next cool reader, and our next cool reader is Will Longbottom.
Yes.
How you doing today, Will?
I'm doing good.
Okay, and what school do you go to?
Middle.
And what grade are you in?
I'm in 6th grade.
And how old are you?
I'm 12.
Okay, now tell me, what book do you have for us today?
I have a book called Kid Lawyer. It's by John Grisham. And I am, as of now, reading the second one in this mini-series.
Okay. All right, and the first one is named
Kid Lawyer.
And this is the second in that series?
This is the first one.
Okay, this is the first one.
Yeah, the second one's called The Abduction.
It's called The Abduction. Okay, now could you give me a quick little summary of Kid Lawyer?
Okay, well, the title pretty much says it all. It's about a kid who's kind of like a lawyer, and he gets caught up in a big murder trial in his small town, and he finds a surprise witness who is an illegal immigrant, and he has to try and get the illegal immigrant to go to the witness stand so that the trial can be redone, and he gets caught up in the middle of all of it.
Okay. Now, is the kid lawyer named Theodore Boone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his name, Theodore Boone. Okay. Now, what type of book is that?
It's a fiction book, and I don't know really what you would call it, but it's kind of a mystery book.
Okay. All right. Now, which was your favorite character in that book?
I think my favorite character was the main character, Theodore Boone.
Oh, okay. Now tell me, did this book teach you any lessons?
No, it didn't really teach me any lessons, but it did tell me about some of the law system that we have.
Yeah, and how the justice system works. And,
yeah.
Okay. Now, was it an easy book to read?
Yeah, it was pretty easy to read. There weren't really any hard words, and if there were, they were usually law words, which explained it right after the word. So it wasn't very easy.
Okay. You think it'd make a good movie?
Yeah, I think it would make a pretty good movie. So, yeah.
Now, if you could change anything about that Theodore Boone, the kid lawyer, that story, what part would you change?
I don't know what I would change. I would probably have it a little further on, because one of the lawyers that's defending for the murderer follows him, and he says that he's going to get revenge, so it kind of has a cliffhanger. So I was kind of hoping that it would end with him.
Okay. Now, how does reading books in your spare time help you when it comes to your schoolwork?
It helps you by, it just prepares you, and whenever you have a class book to read,
right,
it's really easy to read it because you're used to reading long stuff.
Great answer, great answer. Well, can I get you to read me a couple of pages out of Theodore Boone, the kid lawyer?
Sure. Spectators gathered Monday morning for the final drama. The jurors arrived with solemn faces, determined to finish the job. The lawyers wore their finest suits and appeared fresh and eager to get their verdict. The defendant himself looked rested and confident. The clerks and bailiffs hustled about with their usual early morning energy. But when they grew still, at 10 minutes after 9 o'clock a.m., the courtroom seemed to inhale and wait. Everyone stood when Judge Gantry entered and did not smile. He was not happy. He seemed very tired. He looked around the courtroom, nodded at his court reporter, acknowledged his jury, and noticed the crowd, and in particular looked at the third row right side. There was Theo Boone, wedging between his father and his uncle, absent from school, at least for the moment. Judge Gantry looked at Theo, and their eyes locked. Then he leaned down a few inches closer to the microphone, cleared his throat, and began to deliver the words no one expected. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in the trial of Mr. Peter Duffy, we are scheduled to hear the closing arguments from the lawyers. However, this will not happen. For reasons that I will not explain at this moment, I am declaring a mistrial. There were gasps, jolts, shocked expressions from all corners of the courtroom. Theo was watching Pete Duffy, his jaw dropped to his chest as he turned to Clifford Nance. The lawyers on both sides appeared to have been hit between the eyes, all staggering as they tried to understand what they had just heard. On the front row, directly behind the defense table, Omar Cheap turned around and looked straight at Theo 2 rows back. He didn't stare, didn't look particularly menacing, but his timing said it all. You did this. I know it, and I'm not finished.
Okay, I want to thank you for that, Will. Got fantastic reading. That sounds like a very interesting book right there, Kid Lawyer. And just let you know how the world's just evolving. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a small break for some information, and then we're going to come back with some more cool readers from Wiley Middle School. Thank you.